Okay, well, hello everyone. Thank you again so much for joining us today, um, virtually here at the University of Colorado Boulder, which lies on the traditional territories of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute Nations, for the Theater and Society class production. As you come in, we invite you to put your name, pronoun, if you feel comfortable, and where you're joining us from in the chat, if you want to do that. My name is Sarah Fami. I use she, her pronouns, and I have the great honor of being the instructor of this really wonderful class. In Theater and Society, which is a non-majors general education course that it includes freshmen through seniors from a variety of majors across campus. We reflected on the power of representation, authorship, and storytelling throughout this entire semester. Following the Boulder shooting, we wanted to focus our energies on collective healing and processing as a whole class community, and really being there for each other. We modified the original final projects plan, which led us to conceive and devise this production that you're about to see in a minute in only about 2 weeks. This production will reflect on a variety of topics that the CU Boulder students have endured this year, and that includes political and social and economic unrest. This content may be triggering, and we encourage you to take care of yourself first, leaving the space when you want and when you feel like you need to. Please keep your microphone muted and your camera off for the duration of the performance. Feel free to utilize the chat function and the reaction buttons throughout though, if you want to interact with anyone or if you want to share your thoughts as we present. There will be an interactive section at the end of the production where we will invite you to turn your cameras on and share your thoughts with us. Also, please note that this production is being recorded for academic purposes and for the students' portfolios. If you do not feel comfortable being a part of this recording, please send me a direct message right now and you will not be recorded. And I'll make sure to edit you out. Also, a note is that if your camera is off, we will not be able to see you, so you will not be included in the recording in that way. And before we begin, though, we want to share an activity that has really helped us hold space for each other and for several weeks now. We want to know kind of who's in the room, how you're feeling today. And on this emotion wheel that I'm going to share, please use the annotate function on Zoom to draw or to add any stamps that correspond to your feelings. So I'm going to share that with us right now. So if you go to the top of your screen, you will be able to see the more options tool and then click on annotate and you will be able to get a little stamp function that you might be able to use to just click on the screen depending on where you're feeling and where you're at today. So if everyone can do that, that would be great. So we've got a variety of different feelings, mainly excited. I'm noticing by a couple of the students in this class. We're very excited to be presenting this. We've got thankful, confident, pensive, tired, sleepy, depressed. So we've got a couple of different emotions today. We encourage you to keep these in mind and just keep this in mind for both for yourself, but also for holding space for everyone else that's in the room as well. And just keeping in mind that this is where we're at right now. Okay, well, I hope that you enjoy the show and keep us posted in the chat if you've got any comments or thoughts.
Isolation. We are stuck, imprisoned by the minutes, in a frozen desert. The sands of time drown us in the ocean of loss. We appear to stand victorious and proud on a hill built on the sorrows that we endure.
Hardship. I can't think, I can't speak, I can't breathe without being reminded of how you did leave. I can't think, I can't speak, I can't exist without being reminded of how much you are missed.
Isolation. It's like time doesn't exist. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and before you know it, a year has gone by.
Hardship. Dreams that are sitting here no longer vanquished. Hopes once acquired have since vanished. The trembling shift of the clouds eludes me to the chances of proud possibilities I have gained. The infringements are strained. Then for the treacheries I have lost, for what is to come of me now? If love's pattern is lost, let my spirit decease with the frost.
Isolation. If I wanted to know what it was like to live the same day over and over again, all I needed was a pandemic. It was supposed to last 2 weeks, starting to look a lot more like 2 years. We're already halfway there.
Hardship. I was walking in Boulder when smoke came confronting me. I coughed and looked for a new direction on the shoulder. I must have taken the wrong path, though. People's faces were half covered and it was dead silent. Isolation is a virus all in its own row. So back into the smoke I go, hoping I can get out of this dimension, back into times of laughter, loudness, and connection. But I'm stuck, so I walk into the frost, wondering, where do I go now? Yet life is all about getting lost.
We hold our breath, physically to avoid glares from strangers, metaphorically as we wait for restaurants, movies, gathering with friends, waiting for everything to start moving again, to start breathing again, start living again.
I have faced hardship and isolation.
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 Oh, the professor is still not here. You guys know if he doesn't come in like 15 minutes, we can all leave. You see, the problem arises with the level of education. They think they know better than us. These elites think we are worthless and can learn nothing from us.
According to a nationwide poll done by the National Education Association, 28% of teachers have said since the COVID-19 pandemic began that it's made them more likely to retire early or even leave the profession. There's a lot of pressure on educators right now.
You think he retired and didn't tell us?
Who's Dream 3657? Are you Zoom bombing us?
I can ruin that.
Yeah, it's me, Dream3657. You know, follow me on Twitch, Snapchat, Instagram, all of that.
All right, let's see here. Howdy, folks. What do we have here?
Hello, Professor. Tucker was giving a presentation about how professors struggle with technology.
He did what?
Yeah, it was unbearable.
Again with the bear puns. I was just talking about the news with the class, and I wanted to know your opinion on the news.
Oh well, we don't have time for that. We have a lot to cover today. Um, can you guys see me? How about now? Can you guys see me now?
No, your
Barely.
camera's still off.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. All right, here we go. Okay. How about now? Okay. Okay. I hope everyone is adjusting to this predicament. The whole transition mid-semester has been rough on me too. I have had to redo my entire teaching plan overnight. Anyways, today's lecture is on the Tiger's King. Has anyone heard of that? No? Okay. I'm supposed to remind you to wash your hands for 20 seconds, socially distance, and stay ski length apart. And try not to touch your face. Would be nice if I saw your faces though. Um, does anyone know who this is?
Carol Baskin killed her husband. She's Gil.
Jeff Lowe claims Carol Baskin and her husband, Howard Baskin, have been snooping on him utilizing drone technology.
Hey, Ma! Ma!
What?
Can you give me some toilet paper?
There's no toilet paper.
No, there's not.
But whoever is talking, can you please mute your mic?
Like, I still need some toilet paper. Do they not have Charmin Ultra Strong?
They don't have Charmin Ultra Strong.
Well, I don't want any other toilet paper brand, okay?
They're out.
He sent a hitman after her.
She fed her husband to the tigers.
Sounds impossible. No.
Do you think we would have, or do you think they would have survived coronavirus?
All right, that's enough. We have more stuff to cover. This has been a little, there's been a little booger keeping us from partying and cracking a cold one with the bros, as I'm told is hip these days.
We had over 30,000 cases yesterday. It is important to flatten the curve. Everyone, please stay home and take care of yourself.
COVID, COVID, COVID is the unified chant of the fake news lamestream media. They will talk about nothing else until November 4th, when the election will hopefully be over. Then they will talk about how low the death rate is, plenty of hospital rooms, and many tests of young people.
This isn't even worse than the common flu. The government is threatening our liberties.
People are dying at an alarming rate.
My grandmother passed away from it.
The COVID drugs now available to make people better are amazing, but seldom talked about by the media. Mortality rate is down 85%.
I'm sorry for your loss. If you ever need to talk to someone, I'm here.
I mean, whatever. This will only last like 2 weeks. I honestly can't wait till spring break.
Okay, moving on. Does anyone have any hand sanitizer? I'm all out and the stores are out of stock.
Me too, Professor.
I'm willing to pay $20 for a roll of toilet paper. Seriously, folks, I'm all out. Please, someone just respond.
Me too. I need toilet paper.
Can we take some from campus?
In other news, did you know a roughly 2-inch long insect known as the murder hornet has made its way to the US for the first time? This Asian giant hornet, Vespa mandarinia, has been known to kill up to 50 people a year in Japan, according to the New York Times, and has the potential to devastate the US bee population, which have already been declining.
Oh my God, what is that?
Whatever. It's more fake news.
There's the link to the video. Would you guys like to watch it?
Researchers say the sting of a murder hornet is painful and packed with neurotoxins. Even if someone is not allergic to the hornet, multiple stings have the potential to kill.
Why would anyone sane do that? I mean, he does have a lot of guts.
He makes millions off of ad revenue from the video. I would do it for that price.
You could have an allergic reaction and die from anaphylactic shock.
I would take the chance.
Well, regardless, we cannot lull over this. There's too much to cover. We need to get back to the lecture. Never in my 20 years of teaching have I been so disrespected by a class. If you're not going to pay attention, why even show up to class? I mean, how hard is it to turn off your mic and your camera?
It's not.
We just can't go a day without something happening. I mean, look outside. You don't see red skies today. That's exciting, right? I just love the reactions of black screens.
I thought it was just pollution.
Hey, pollution.
Good one.
No, it wasn't. An elaborate plan to reveal a baby's gender went disastrously wrong when a smoke-generating pyrotechnic device ignited a wildfire that consumed thousands of acres east of Los Angeles over Labor Day weekend, the authorities said.
Isn't it worse because of climate change?
But they only changed the term to climate change when the words global warming didn't work anymore. Come on, people, get smart.
Climate change is real. Bears are dying and fires are burning from Australia to California.
Oh, Baba, this is a night bear. No, too much? Okay.
Along with everything else that happened in 2020, Colorado's fire season was exceptionally catastrophic. More than 625,000 acres burned across the state, with the 3 largest recorded fires in the Centennial State history, occurring in one 366-day spin around the sun.
Firefighters are battling the 2 largest wildfires in Colorado state history. Got some relief from Mother Nature after the state was blasted with snow.
Yeah, I heard that animals are coming into urban spaces.
Damn, Rachel, you're so annoying.
Hey, don't worry about bears in urban spaces. My friend fought a bear once. It's me. I'm that friend.
I shouldn't have said anything. Please focus back on the Tiger King lecture. This is very important. Oh, I think that's the wrong thing.
Am I colorblind? Georgia went blue?
Just happened to find another 4,000 ballots from Fulton County. Here we go.
Casting a ballot by mail isn't a new way to vote. It's just getting fresh attention as the coronavirus pandemic upends daily life.
The fake news media is riding COVID, COVID, COVID all the way to the election.
Generally, Democrats see the practice as helpful for vulnerable populations. One person turning in all the ballots for a nursing home or a housing complex, for instance. But what Democrats call community ballot collection, Republicans deride as ballot harvesting and say it opens up those same vulnerable populations to manipulation and voter coercion.
Yeah, I was able to do it.
Can't we all just calm down?
Did you know people are rioting? The people are restless. Do they not care about the lives of others?
Probably just can't bear it.
They really should be wearing masks when they gather in groups of people like that.
These people are patriots. They're exercising their First Amendment right. You should be thanking them for having the courage you lack to stand up to these tyrannical governors.
Please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful.
I know there's still a pandemic, right?
Stop living in fear.
They're endangering people. These kind of people had a zombie bite and endanger everyone. This is a bit about rights. It's...
What, Mom? Like, I'm in a class right now. No, I'm being serious. I don't know. They're talking about like the First Amendment and zombies. Like, seriously.
Excuse me, could we please pay attention? We are not talking about the First Amendment here.
For real. Oh, come on, guys. I thought that was a good one.
No, yeah, I'm serious. Like, you're literally going to embarrass me right now. Don't do that. No, just don't worry about the toilet paper anymore, okay? Like, stop. Go away.
Just stand back and stand by.
Well, I got my first dose of the vaccine today, and I haven't dealt with any symptoms. Are you guys excited for me?
Wow, round of applause.
I'm not sure about these vaccines. Do you think they're putting trackers in them or something?
That's just not possible, Tucker. Do you remember what source you found this information from? I would really love to take a look at it.
The most outrageous lies are the ones about COVID. Everyone is lying. The CDC, media, Democrats, our doctors.
You know, I had a friend and half her face was paralyzed for a day from it.
See, this is what I mean.
Okay, I think the benefits of the vaccine outweigh the risk. I mean, like, there's just so many parts of a vaccine that actually need to go together to.
Who cares about the vaccine? Like, I just want literally my brand of toilet paper back. I need my toilet paper.
I can read that for you.
That reminds me, I'm assigning a couple of extra readings and an essay assignment this week before the exam.
Aren't we supposed to be on spring pause? Ugh, I'm so stressed.
Rachel, when are you not so freak?
In a recent survey, over 80% of college students reported that COVID-19 has impacted their lives through increased isolation, loneliness, stress, and sadness.
You still need to do the work. This is obviously just an excuse to slack off.
A survey by a Boston University researcher of nearly 33,000 college students across the country reveals the prevalence of depression and anxiety in young people. It continues to increase, now reaching its highest levels, a sign of the mounting stress factors due to the coronavirus pandemic, political unrest, and specifically focusing on systemic racism and inequality.
We feel like the world is crashing down. Our worlds are being spun around. The pandemic and recent tragedies have left us with feelings of sadness and distrust. Our society cannot know what will happen when we come out of the dust. Believe in you who you are and know you are a shining star. We can make it through this storm together rather than from afar.
We believe life is beautiful, even when it is crumbling apart. We will emerge victorious and become superhumans with the strongest minds and hearts. Our superpowers will be the ability to live and love in the most extreme times. We won't be returning back to normal. We'll be entering a brand new world beaming with humanity and love.
We find certain ceremonies are trade for others. Zoom links replace classrooms and masks hide the smiles underneath. If these smiles still exist. Still, we persevere. Anxieties about what they think are left in the classroom. Vaccines offer an out, yet are we ready to go back?
We are stuck, imprisoned by the minutes, in a frozen desert. The sands of time drown us in the ocean of loss. We appear to stand victorious and proud on a hill built on the sorrows that we can endure. We sometimes find it's the little moments in life that matter most. We can find the beauty in everything we do. Times may be dark, bleak, and seemingly hopeless, yet starting with the small wins, tiny triumphs may be the first step forward.
We struggle and lose ourselves within this society, and for what, I ask? Not focusing on ourselves, instead focusing more on deadlines, responsibilities, and our roles, when we should be looking out for our own well-being, to feel okay, and to take breathers. The things that have happened, all the events, should be enough to make us take that a step back and realize the bigger picture in our lives. Live it as you please, appreciate all the good, and take it slow. We only have this chance once, and it would be a waste to focus on anything else while time is passing by us every second.
We feel pain with so many things lost, but in the end, there is something that will always be gained. It can be turned into experience or resilience.
We see our plumes have withered, and we have shed every beautiful feather. As we lay vulnerable, naked, and afraid, we are reminded of what we are capable of. COVID, you disastrous cacophony. Though you have taken much, you have also given. You came in a wildfire, strong and deadly, but you never accounted for the fact that we are impervious. A phoenix cannot die by trial of fire. Though burnt to cinders, we return.
We believe words may lie, but actions always tell the truth. Feelings might judge, while instinct can lead. When our minds are elevated, we wish good to others, and good will come to you. The higher the lamp, the wider the scope of its lighting, raising your morals to achieve strength. We live in a world rich in impertinent beings who shouldn't have the upper hand in our emotions. Hence, pay no attention to their utterance. Words are just an outcome of a moving muscle. Tongues that move with the will of its possessor shouldn't be no burden to you and I. Then we can boast about our vigorousness.
We will persevere.
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 Well, great job, everyone. Um, Yay. Um, well, thank you so much for joining us for our performance. We want to take the next few minutes to just open up the floor and to see what you have, hear your thoughts, hear your perspectives. And if you've got any questions for any of the students about the process of creating this work, or about any of the pieces that you saw, or if you've got any comments about any of that, we invite you to either write them in the chat and we will read them out loud, or unmute yourself. You do not have to turn your camera on if you don't want to, but we look forward to just hearing your reflections at this time. And thank you again so much for joining us. Oh, Beth.
I'm curious to know from any student who wants to share, because it's made up of so many different component parts, of for you to just all witness it coming together. What were your impressions on what you had intended, and then how the whole came together that may have been different or more magical or different than you might have imagined? I'd just love to hear your reactions and experiences of that.
So my my experience of just feeling that was really joyful, because we all kind of contributed, each had different little talents that we all put into this performance. And it was really nice seeing that, wow, the diversity of talent and skill level and meaning in the poetry, and then in our newspaper theater piece, that it was just really touching to see everyone's talents come together.
I think this class is really special because somehow through everything we've created a community and a place that feels safe, and where we can share everything, and just having that ability to do that and pulling this together, like Kayla said, was something really special, I think.
Yeah, we have like all these different ideas, and of course it was at first not easy to, you know, decide what pieces we wanted, but it all came together, and it was pretty, I think it was pretty amazing. Symphony's drawing, by the way, is like all of our things, and it's just cool to see how everyone's different types of artwork and types of art and dancing, poetry all come together.
Personally, I have no background in theater at all. This is my first time ever taking a class like this, but like just the community of our class has made it really enjoyable. So I think that helped a lot.
I was just honestly happy to get a chance to work with all of you, because like I love our class and it's so much fun. Like working on this outside of all the stuff going on with finals and everything was like a huge de-stressor for me, because then it was like, oh, I get to work on something that makes me super happy with all the people that I enjoy being around.
And even though the material in some parts was a little heavy, I think we did well to put in our own little humor. Like Symphony fighting bears has been a kind of running joke in our class. And the fact that we got to do a piece that's kind of serious and kind of like structured to replicate like real world like debates we've been having for so long, but then we get to interlude it with some really fun just jokes from Symphony, just kind of lightening the mood and not keeping us all so grounded in seriousness that we can even have like a little bit of fun with this serious topic because of our class dynamic. Like I don't think we would have been able to do that if we didn't have Symphony joking about fighting bears every day.
Yeah, working with this class was just super special. I mean, we brought so many diverse backgrounds and talents together, and with that comes a lot of people are specialized in like a certain group, like Nadia with her dancing, and everybody else with either poetry or music. Like we all came together with something, not knowing what the other person was going to do, and to develop that kind of trust in a class where it's comfortable and safe and where we've experienced just this year together, it made something special. And I'm proud of us all.
Yeah, I definitely echo all of these sentiments. It has really been a very joyful experience tuning into this class and seeing everyone every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This class has definitely felt like a community, and at times when there were really tough things that we were going through, and we've like what we presented today is just kind of the tough things that the general like CU Boulder community has gone through. We did not tell you much about the personal hardships that we have encountered, and because we've been through a lot, and there have been a lot of individual points of trauma that we have also discussed in this class, and we've just shown up for each other in a very unique and wonderful way. And this has exceeded all of my expectations for a class. We had no intention of creating a piece like this. I mean, we had no idea how it was going to turn out or what was going to happen with it. And it came together quite beautifully, and everyone was just committed and dedicated to showing up in different ways. And it's just wonderful. So I'm very, very grateful to have been an instructor for this class. And Isabel in the chat said, the music was amazing. I absolutely loved it. The composition was super thoughtful and beautiful. And that was from Michael's. Michael composed that, and it's going to be a part of Michael's actual musical. So I will give you a chance to speak a little bit more about that, Michael, if you want to. And then Isabel continues and says, the players and singers did such an amazing job. Congratulations. Also, need to credit Isabel. Isabel was on the list of credits, but Isabel was there with us when we were filming the music piece. We had several students who were not actually a part of this class, thanks to Michael and Pedro for inviting them. They came in and they helped contribute and played instruments for us as well. And Isabel was there as well. So it was a huge community effort, and we're very grateful for it. But Michael, if you want to speak more about the music and the significance of it in this piece, please do so.
Yes, so this piece was originally written as a sort of a piece for loss, where there seems to be no hope in sight. That we're stuck in a place where, as the lyrics say, where the seasons come to die, where everything is so extreme and so the opposite that it seems like a total standstill. And with that, when I had the lyrics and some of the music, Michaela Spradlin had given an idea for an image theater piece, and she was thinking about music. I was like, oh, this would be perfect. And so I asked them if they wanted it, and they said yes. And I don't know how we pulled it off, but we did. It was a miracle. We got the equipment, we got the space, even though technically we didn't get the space, but we did at the same time. It was a very complicated story, but I just want to thank everybody for supporting this work, and all of the performers, and even the ones who couldn't make it today to watch, but like Claire, our flautist, Eponine, our cellist, and then everybody who was in the class, both Michaela's, Spradlin and Schindler for voice and guitar, and Pedro for piano. And I also want to thank Isabel for turning pages. I cannot tell you how helpful that was. So thank you so much for coming. And yeah, thank you guys for just an awesome performance and an awesome experience. Thank you.
If I can add anything, I just want to thank Sarah, because she's like one of the best instructors. Like, she's super patient, and like she's super communicative too, and super understanding. And I've never really had such like an emotional connection to a teacher online, especially like last year and this year. So I really appreciate you for everything you've done for everybody in this class this semester. So thank you.
I want to echo that and just say, I don't think this community would have happened with you. You are not only an amazing instructor, but just a person, and I feel that speak for the whole class when we say you've just encouraged us to be us. When we get a little off topic, or a lot off topic, you just, kind of let us figure that out and how we can apply it to theater or what we're talking about, and just really appreciate you.
Well, it has been my absolute pleasure. I mean, this year has been really difficult, and this year has been really tough for several reasons. And yeah, this has brought me a lot of joy just seeing all of you, and hopefully we're all going to stay in touch after this as well, because we did create such a wonderful community, and I really hope that this community does not end now that the semester is over, or that the year is over, or that we're still on Zoom, but that this can continue to be a supportive community for everyone in this class. But it was such an absolute joy teaching this class and delving through some really tough topics. We navigated a lot of really intense topics in this class. And you all showed up and you did the stuff, and we got to speak about lava cupcakes as well, which was absolutely wonderful. And you all brought your energy and your personality, and this class would not be what it was. And I could not teach this if you did not bring these energies into class. So I really appreciate that you continued showing up. And yeah, Nadia, I'm sad this class is ending too, but we will all still be here. Okay, well, anything else that we want to reflect on? Anything else for anyone watching that stood out to you that you want to speak about? Or any other questions that you've got? Okay, well, with that, we thank you again so very much for being here. None of us are professional performers. In fact, hardly anyone in this class is a theater major. We truly pulled this performance out of thin air. We were editing up until like 30 minutes ago. And the production that you saw is very much about a celebration of our community. So I hope that you invited it. I mean, I hope that you enjoyed it, not invited it. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you again so much for coming. And Beth just mentioned, become theater majors or minors, and keep taking these classes. I'm gonna.
Not donors. Sorry, I didn't mean that you had to donate. It was a typo.
So yeah, thank you again so much for coming, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.